Now we shall discuss about the chapter 5 popular movements or the popular struggles and movements. When I say the popular struggles and movements, here we are going to discuss on the basis of democracy. I think you all know what is democracy standing for. Democracy is the vision or the most acceptable form of government of the modern present times. So, it is people who are supreme in democracy. So, the interests of the people, the motives of the people, the concerns of the people should be the top priority for the leaders in the modern day. It may be either in democracy or in any other form. But in the present day society or in the present century, when the rulers or the leaders could not take care of their subjects or the people, obviously people started to revolt them. So this we can discuss in the example of the Nepal incident. Nepal is a country which is located in the northern boundary of India, where it shares boundary with 4 to 5 states of Indian states. Now historically, India and Nepal share the same Himalayas and have the same cultural values. And moving apart the historical location of Nepal, now Nepal is traditionally having the monarchic type of government, where the king used to be the absolute ruler of any consequences. So the rule of the king was the ultimate thing. So as the monarchic style of system started to trouble the people and people started to raise their voices to have a democratic setup in Nepal. So this kind of confronting moments which happened after 1990s are known as third wave of democracy. The period after 1990s, whichever countries that started to turn towards democracy or to imbibe himself the policy or the system of democratic setup in their structural political system, that is called the third wave setup or the third wave towards democracy. So now the third wave countries, there are many countries who got democracy after 1990s also. We have an example, South Africa turning to be independent. And now when it comes to Nepal, Nepal was actually ruled by the king called Jnanendra. Before King Jnanendra came to power in 2001, so King Jnanendra became the emperor of Nepal. But before King Jnanendra became the emperor, in 2001, there was a mysterious massacre which happened in the royal family. The mysterious massacre with regards to the royal family. So the mysterious massacre of the royal family which happened prior to 2001 or during the period of 2001, some of them, there is a lot of conspiracy regarding this. Some people say that King Jnanendra was involved in the massacre. Some people say there was one of the brothers of Jnanendra who got involved in this one and who killed himself also after killing the royal family members. So there are a lot of issues coming out on this thing, but actually we don't know what actually happened during this particular period of time, but we lost the royal family members because of this massacre which happened there. So after 2001, the royal massacre which happened there, then King Jnanendra took over the leadership and he started to have a absolute monarchy style of rule. He want to have this kind of rule because he want to centralize everything towards his control, and he started to act towards the steps to build up these kind of things. So when the situations turned like this, and when he started to move on by suspending the prime minister, the first step what he has done is the suspension of prime minister, then dissolving the parliament, so these two major steps. And he also did not agree to turn into a absolute monarchy into a constitutional monarchy. So these kind of steps which made all the people to understand the intentions of Mr. Gyanendra, the royal family king Gyanendra. So when Gyanendra tried to turn Nepal into a truly monarchic style of government where the centralized authority would be with the king, this made the people to rethink how can this be changed. What are the next steps that we need to do in order to change the style of king's administration? Because he started to suspend the prime minister, he started to suspend the parliament, he started to dissolve the parliament. So he started to make his step very clear and put his stand very clearly in front of all the people, saying that he is not going to listen to anybody. He want to turn into an absolute monarch rather than being as a constitutional monarch. So this change has imbibed in them that people should react for this, and people should be firm in their reaction that they don't want any kind of absolute monarch ruling them further. They want to have a constitutional monarch. So how can the constitutional monarchy come in? Who should have the real powers? As I told you before earlier when the lesson was started, that democracy is a modern best form of government of the present century. People love to have democracy. It may be the different types of democracy, but people would like to have the best democratic setup to rule them, where the most powerful person would be the people only, not anybody else in particular like king, queen or somebody else. Even if we have kings also, they are only for namesake or like a ceremonial figures. They do not act absolutely as they are the absolute monarchs or anything else. So these kind of steps made it very clear for all of us that king intentionally want to have the absolute monarchic style, and because of the tragedies which happened, he was aligning himself towards to step up into the exact old monarchic style. Who knows, he may turn towards into a dictator or a tyrant. So this kind of all doubts and confusions and the clarities which are given by the king's steps made the people to react.